In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to upload data to MySQL database in PHP. So here you can see I have home.php over here and we have some simple HTML code. So right now, first of all, we're going to create a form in order to upload data to the database table. So here, let me just mention a h2 tag and I'm going to say upload data to database in PHP. So right now we're going to create a form, but before that, let me just open this in the browser, this home.php, and this home.php is inside my PHP tutorial. So let me just go to my browser and I'm going to say here localhost, my PHP tutorial, home.php. If we now press enter, here you can see upload data to database in PHP. So here we're going to create some input field, let's say username, email, and password, and the submit button. So let's go back to our code, and here I'm going to say, let's just have a div. In this div, we're going to have a form, and in this form, we're going to have some input field. So let me mention another div here. In this div, we're going to have a label. Let's say label will be user name. For this label, we need to have an input field. So the input type will be text. You need to give a name. Let's the name will be username. So let me just copy this. And I'm going to paste it 2 times. So this one will be email. So let's say here email, the type will be email as well, and this one will be password. So let me just say here password, and the type will be password as well. So let's say here password. So right now we need to have a submit button. So here for submit button there is no need to have a label. So for submit, the input type will be submit, and for this submit button, we need to give it a name. Let's say the name will be register, and we'll also give a value. Value will be register as well. If we now save this, then refresh here, there you can see we have some input field here. So let me just add a simple design here. Let's just have some space. So for it, in order to have some space, we need to use beer tag. So let me just copy this and I'll paste it after each div. If we now say, okay, let me just open it like this, then refresh, there you can see. And let me just add onboard design here for the level. So we set the head section, I'm going to say here style, and in the style we're going to write it CSS for the level. So let me just say here level, then the second bracket, level is this tag, okay. So let me just say here width, it would be 250 px, and we also need to say here display, it would be long. Save it, then refresh, and there you go. So right now we want to upload those data to the database table. So first of all, what we need to do is that we need to create a database. So make sure that your Zap is running Apache or MySQL. After that, go to this admin, go to this link. Then here you can see we have a new option. Let me just zoom in. Here you can see we have a new option. Just click on new. Then you need to give your database name. Let's say our database name will be PHP tutorial. After that, you need to click on this create button. So I'll click on create, and there you can see a database is created. So the first thing we need to do is that we need to connect this database to our home.php, this one. So for it, what we are going to do is that we'll go at the top of our home.php, and we're going to say here PHP opening, then PHP closing. So inside this, we're going to connect our database, and we need to keep it inside a variable. Let's say $font equal to, we're going to say my SQLI underscore connect, this on, and inside this, first of all, we're going to say, we'll give to double quotation, then we'll say here localhost, then we'll give a comma, then we're going to give the database username. So by default, the username is root. And then we need to give the password. By default, the password is null. Then at the end, we need to give our database name. And here you can see our database name is PHP tutorial. So I'll just copy this and paste it here. Make sure that you write this properly. So once you write this, it means we are connected to the database. And if you want to check it, what you can do is that you can give a if condition. And here, if you just say $con, which is a variable, after connecting the database, we just keep it in the con variable. So here, if we say echo I am connected. If we now set this, then if we refresh here, there you can see it says I am connected. It means we are able to successfully connect to the database. So we are connected to the database. So right now what we need to is that we need to upload those data or those input field data to a table. So first of all, we're going to create some table or create a table in this database. So in order to create the table, first of all, just click on your database and then you will see this table name option. So let's say our table name will be students, STUD, students. Just add a S at the end and then click on create. So here we are going to have some input field, 4 input fields. So let's say the first one will be ID, this one will be name, this one will be email, and this one will be password. So for the ID, the type will be integer. Let's add a length, let's say it will be 50, and we want the ID to be primary. So for it, let me just go on the right side a little bit, and here you will see this option AI. AI means auto increment. If you now just click on this or check this, then you can see it become primary key. So after this, we are going to make the name Varkar, email will be Varkar as well, password will be Varkar, and let's just say their default length will be 50. So we are done. And there is one more thing you can do is that if you want to allow null value, you can do it as well. You can just check those one by one. Okay. So right now we need to click on this save button. Here you can see we have the save button here. Just click on save, and there you can see a table is created. So right now if we just click on the students option or student table, you will see something like this. Here you can see ID, name, email, and password. So right now we're going to input some data from the input field to over here. So for it, let's go back to the code. And first of all, what we need to do is that here you can see we mentioned a form. So inside this form, we are going to say here action, then we'll say here method. So the method will be post. Just keep everything capital. And in the action, we'll just keep hash here. It means we're going to write the PHP code in order to upload it to our database in this folder PHP file. So let's go at the top, and here you can see we have given the PHP tag opening and closing there. So let me just remove this if condition from here because this is not necessary. So right now here, first of all, we're going to give a if condition, if, then to first bracket, that will say here is set. So here, inside this to first bracket, we're going to set $_post. This all. And make sure that this $_post is capital. Then here, we're going to mention the submit button name. So if we just go down, here you can see the name for the submit button is registered. So I'm going to copy this and I'll paste it over here. So what we are checking is that we will upload the data to the database only when someone click on this submit button. So inside this if condition, we are going to mention the submit button name. Then we'll give to second bracket. And after this, we are going to declare some variable to get the input field value here. So let me just declare a variable. Let's say $name. You can declare the variable name anything you want. So we'll just say that $name equal to, we'll say $_post. Make sure to keep it capital. And inside this variable, there you can see inside these two single quotation, what we need to do is that we need to keep this username. I mean keep the name. Here you can see for the input type text for username, the name is username. So I'll just copy this and paste it here. And end it with a semicolon. So after this, let me just copy this and paste it 2 times. So we have 2 more input field. So here I'm going to say email, and let's say this one would be, let's only say pass. So for email, the name is email. There you can see, and for password, the name is password. So here I am going to say email, and here it will be password. So this is just a variable, and this name will come from the input field, whatever you just mentioned in the name. Okay. So after this, what we are going to do is that we are going to declare a variable. Let's say $SQL equal to, we are going to write a SQL query. So we'll give to double quotation, then we'll say here insert into, after that we need to mention our table name, and our table name is students. You need to write it exactly you write in the database. Okay. So insert into students, then we give to first bracket, and in the student table we have the name field, email field, and password field. So we are going to mention those. So here I am going to say name, comma, email, comma, password. After that, for those fields, we are going to upload some values. So we need to say here values, then to first bracket like this. So inside this to first bracket, we are going to mention this $name, email, and password. So here we can see we first write here name. So we need to copy this variable from here, $name. And first of all, we are going to click to single quotation, not double quotation, single quotation. And we say $name, then we give a comma. After name, we have email. So let me just copy the email, then paste it here, again give a comma. And after that, we have the password. So let me just copy the pass variable and we'll paste it here. Then we are going to end this with a semicolon. So there we are going to declare one more variable. Let's say $data equal to, we'll say MySQLi underscore query, then to first bracket, end it with the semicolon. So inside this MySQL query, first of all, we are going to mention the database connection, which is $con. We are going to set here $con, give a comma, then we are going to mention this table query. That we want to upload some data to the student table. So we are going to mention this SQL because we keep those in this variable. So once you just write those, it means we'll be able to upload the data to the student table. If we now just set this, and if we now refresh here, and let me just keep a username, random username, random email, random password, click on register. Okay, syntax error near Gmail. Okay, I think I got the error. The error is here. I forgot to give the single quotation here. So let me just keep single quotation here, and for the password as well. There you go. So let me save it. Let's go back. Let me do the hash, then press enter. Let me give username again, then email, then password, click on register, and there you can see it is done. So right now, if we just click on this browse option, there you can see we have the name, email, and the password here. So we are able to successfully upload it to the database. But the thing is, we should show a message that data uploaded successfully. So for it, what we can do is that here we are going to declare a if condition. If we'll say $data, it means if this is true, $data is true, it means if our data is uploaded successfully, we are going to say here echo, and let me just say script opening, then script closing, and we are going to show a JavaScript alert. So we'll say here alert, let's say data uploaded successfully, and let's also just give a else condition as well. Let's say else. Let me just copy this, paste it here. We'll say data not uploaded, and let's end it with this semicolon. And we need to keep single quotation, not double quotation, because outside we already have double quotation. So let's keep a single quotation here. So let's save this. Then let me use the hash from here. Press enter. So let's give a username. Let's say add-on. Email will be test. random password, click on register, and there you can see data uploaded successfully. If you click OK, there you can see this empty. If you just refresh here, there you can see we have one more data here. And one more thing, that is we shouldn't show the password in the database. So we can do one thing, that is we should hash the password. So in order to hash the password, what we need to do is that here we're going to declare a variable, let's say dollar, just random name, $hash equal to, we're going to say password underscore hash. Then we're going to mention this $pass here, and it will be password underscore default. And then here to stop $pass, we are going to say $hash. Let me save it. Then let me use the hash from here. Press enter, and here I am going to say split at the rate of gmail.com and the random password. Click on register. There you can see data uploaded successfully. And if we now just refresh here, there you can see the password is finally passed. So we are not able to see the password. So this is how you can upload data to the database table, MySQL database table in PHP. I hope this tutorial was easy for you to follow. If you have any question or any suggestion, just let me know in the comment section. Make sure to subscribe, and I hope to see you in the future tutorials. In this tutorial, I am going to show you how to show data from MySQL database in PHP. And I'll show you everything step by step from the very beginning. So let me just go back to my code editor. And here I'm going to create a file. Let me just click on file, then new file, and the file name will be display.php, Ctrl S, then save. So first of all, what we are going to do is that we're going to connect our display.php with the database. So here on our database is PHP tutorial. So let me just go back to the coding. And here we're going to give the PHP opening, then the PHP closing. And inside this, we're going to declare a variable, let's say $1 equal to, we'll say MySQLi underscore connect, indeed with the semicolon. And here, first of all, we need to say, to double quotation, inside it, we need to say localhost, then we need to keep the database username, which is by default root. Then we need to keep the password, and by default, the password is null. And at the end, we need to add the database name, and our database name is PHP tutorial, this one. So I'll just copy it and I'll paste our tab. So once you write this, it means you are connected to your database. So right now we need to get the data from this students table. You can see we have a table called students. So we need to get all the data from this table. So for it, we need to declare another variable. Then we'll say here $SQL equal to. So you can declare any variable you want. Okay. So I'll just say here $SQL equal to. We give to double quotation. Then we'll say here select star from, and we need to mention our table name, which is students. And you need to write the table name exactly you have over here. Okay. So let's go back. Let's end this with the semicolon. After that, we need to declare another variable. We'll say here $result equal to, we'll say here MySQLi underscore query, then to first bracket, and here inside this to first bracket, first of all, we need to mention this $1 where we just connect this page to our database. So we'll say $form, and we need to mention this $SQL. So we say here $SQL. Once you write this, what will happen is that all the data from this table, from the students table, will be stored in this $result variable. And here I'd like to mention is that when you give select star, it means you are getting all the data from the student table. Okay. So right now we have the data from the students table. So we need to show those data. So for it, we are going to write some HTML code. So let me say here HTML, and in the body, we're going to say the table tag, and in the table tag, we have table row, And inside the table row, we have the table header. Let's say here TH, TR means table row, TH means table header. So the first one, let's say will be ID. Then let me say here again TH. Let's just say here name like this. Then this one will be email. So this is just the table header, and we want to show those data from here. Here you can see we have some name, email, password and ID here. So we will only show the ID, name and email because we shouldn't show password. So we are going to show those data, but how can we show those data? So in order to show the data, we need to write some PHP code. So here we are going to keep the PHP opening, then the PHP closing like this. So inside this, we are going to say here while loop. So we'll say here while, then we'll declare a variable, let's say while dollar row equal to. So this variable you can declare anything you want, but we'll just go with row equal to, it will be my SQLi underscore fetch underscore ASO. Then we need to give to first bracket like this. Then we need to give to second bracket. So here, what we need to is that we need to cut this second bracket and we need to give this after this PHP closing. And here you can see that the PHP started from here and the PHP ended here. So right now we need to give another PHP opening and closing for this second bracket, and I'll tell you why. First, let me just give the PHP opening here, then the PHP closing there. So the thing is, right now we are going to write some HTML code, and we cannot write HTML code inside the PHP tag. That's why we are writing it like this. So first of all, just like the TH tag, we keep the TH tag inside the TR tag. So again, we are going to mention the TR tag. And inside the TR tag, we are going to say TD. TD means table data. So inside this TD, we are going to write some PHP code. So again, let me give the PHP opening, then the PHP closing like this. And inside this, we are going to say here echo, then we'll say here dollar. And there you can see we have a variable called $pro. And one more thing I forgot to do is that we said here we equal to MySQL fetch ASO, and here inside this two first bracket we need to keep this $result, because inside this $result variable we have all the data from the storage table. So we need to mention this here. I forgot to add this. So make sure to add this $result inside the first bracket. And right now we are going to say here echo $row this on. Let me just copy this and paste it here. Then we need to give to third bracket to single quotation. So right now here inside this single quotation we need to mention which column data we are going to show. So here in that table we have ID, name and email. And in the first column, in the first TH we mention ID. So let me say here ID. And make sure that the spelling over here should be exactly matched with this. Okay, so let me just show you. Let me just open this in the browser. So let's save this. Let me go to my browser. I say here localhost / my basic tutorial, and our file name was display.php. Let's press enter, and there you can see we are able to see the ID 1, 2, 3. And right now we will show the name and email. So here you can see we write name like this. Let me zoom in, and we write email like this. So here let me just copy this TD for TD, and I'm going to paste this here. And this time list of ID I'm going to set here name. Again I'll paste the TD, and this time I'm going to set here email. So save it, and right now if we refresh here, there you can see we are going to see the ID, name and email. And we are able to see those on by on serially because we use while loop. While loop will check how many data we have, and it will show us those data one by one. And let's say you want to make some design for this table, you can do it as well. So for it, what you need to do is that here you can see we have table tag. So if you want, you can also use class inside the table or whatever, but I'll just make it simple. So I'll go inside the get section, and here I'm going to say style, and in the style I'm going to write the CSS for the table tag. So let's say here border, it will be on, let's say 3-4px solid black. Let's also write the CSS for th tag and also for td tag. So for the th tag, we're going to say here text align, it will be center. Let's say font weight, it will be bold. Let's also mention the background color. Let's say background color will be sky blue. And right now let's write the CSS for the td tag. We are going to say again text align to the center, and we can just add a padding. Let's say padding will be 15 here. If we now save it, then refresh here, there you can see it right now looks like a 10. So this is how you can show data from the database table in PHP. I hope this tutorial was easy for you to follow. If you have any question or if you have any suggestion, just let me know in the comment section. Make sure to subscribe, and I hope to see you in the future tutorials. Hello everyone, in this tutorial I'm going to show you how to delete data from database using PHP. So I'm going to show you everything step by step from the very beginning. So first of all, we're going to have a delete option here. So for it, let's go to our code and we'll go down, and here you can see we have a tier, and inside this tier we have the table header. So here we are going to mention another th, and in this th we are going to say delete. So let's set this, and let me just refresh here. There you can see we have one more th for delete. So here we are going to have a button so that the user can click on that button to delete it. So let's go back to our code, and here you can see we have a while loop. So inside this while loop we are showing the ID, name and email. So after this we are going to mention a td here, and in this td we are going to mention an anchor tag. So here in this anchor tag we are going to say delete. Let me just save it and let me show you again. Refresh, and there you go, we have the delete button. So what we want is that when you click on delete, this data should be deleted. So first of all, we need to get the ID for the specific data that we want to delete, because whenever we want to do something with any data, we need to use the ID, because ID is primary key and ID is always unique. That's why. So for it, let's go back to our code, and here you can see href. So in this href, we're going to say here display.php. Why display.php? Because our file name is display.php, and we'll write the delete code in the same file, in this display.php file. So we want to delete the data using ID. So we'll give a question mark here, then we'll say here ID, then we'll give a equal sign. Now we need to get the specific ID that we want to delete, and here you can see we show the ID like this. We give the PHP opening, and inside it we say it echo $row ID, and here you can see we write $row equal to MySQLi fetch as of $result. So using this $row we are basically showing the ID, name and email. So right now here we're going to write some PHP code. So again we need to give the PHP opening, then the PHP closing like this, and here we're going to say echo, then we're going to mention this $row here. So we'll say here $row, which is basically this one. So $row we need to give to third bracket to single quotation, and inside it we need to say here ID. So what will happen is that it will get the ID of a specific row. So right now if we just set this, and if we now just go back to our browser, refresh here, and if we take our cursor over here on the delete button, just notice over here at this bottom left side, just notice here when I take my cursor it will show us the ID. If I take my cursor on different delete button, it will show different ID. There you can see. And also if we click it, it will show at the top the ID. Let me click this on. There you can see it shows ID equal to 2. If I click the third on, it shows ID equal to 3. So right now we need to write some code to delete that specific data. So let me just go at the top, and here you can see we have the PHP opening and PHP closing, and here I connect our display.php to the database. So here first of all we're going to check if someone click on this button. So how can we check it? The thing is, whenever someone click on this button, we will get the ID. There you can see we get the ID here. So we're going to check it by giving a if condition. So here we'll say if is set, and inside it we're going to say $_get, and make sure to give the get capital, and inside this we're going to say ID, because let me go down. Here you can see we write here ID equal to. So this is the ID that we are saying here. So we are saying if someone click on the delete button, it means we are getting the ID. So first of all, we will store this ID in a variable. Let's declare variable $s_id equal to, we'll just say this $_get ID. Let me just copy this and paste it here and end it with a semicolon. So whatever ID or whatever delete button we click here, that ID will go here and it will store in this $s_id variable. So right now we need to write a SQL query. So let me just declare a variable. Let's say del_SQL equal to double quotation delete from. Right now we need to mention our table name, and here you can see in the database table our table name is students. There you can see. So we are going to mention that here. So we'll say here students exactly we have in the database table. Then we are going to say here where ID equal to, we need to give two single quotation this time, and inside this single quotation we are going to mention this s_id. So let me just copy this and paste it here and end it with a semicolon. So here we are saying that delete data from the student table where ID is equal to s_id. So here you can see this ID will come from the database table. Here you can see that table and we have a ID column here. So this ID is basically this one, and this in the s_id we are getting when we are click on a specific delete button. So right now in order to complete the delete, let me just declare another variable. Let's say $data. You can declare the variable anything you want, equal to MySQLi query_query. We need to give to first bracket, and here you can see we have a variable here $con, and here we just connect our display.php to the database. So we are going to mention this $con here, then we'll give a comma here, then we are going to mention this $delete_SQL variable. So right now let's end it with a semicolon and let's save this. So let's go back to our browser, but let me just explain it again. Here, whenever someone click on this delete button, it will get the IDs of that specific row, store it in this variable, and then since we click on the delete button, so it will come to this if condition, store the ID in this variable. Then we are running this query delete star from students where ID equal to s_id. It will check in the database table if that ID exists. If exists, it will delete the data in this line. Okay, so we are saying that just execute the query. So let me save it and let me refresh here. And this time if we click on delete button, there you can see that data is deleted. Let me just refresh here as well. There you can see there is only one data. Let me just insert one more data here. Let's say ID is 5, name is random, email is random, password is random. Click on go. And let me refresh here. There you can see there is one more data. If I now click on delete, that data is deleted. So this is how you can delete data in PHP. I hope this was easy for you to follow. I tried to explain as much as possible so that you can understand it clearly. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure to subscribe and I hope to see you in the future tutorials. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to update data using PHP. So here we're going to first of all have a update option here, and when we click on that update option, it will take us to another page with some certain data. So let's go back to our code, and here you can see we have a table and we have the tier tag for the table header. So after this delete th, we're going to have one more th for update. So let's say here update. If we now save, then refresh here, there you can see we have update option. So let's go and create a button here so that we can click on a certain data. So let's go back to the code and we go down, and here you can see we have the delete option. So after this, we're going to mention a TD here, and in this TD, we're going to mention an anchor tag. So here, let's say update, save it, then let's refresh here, and there you can see we have the update option. So right now, what we will do is that when you click on this update option, it will take us to another page, and it will also get the ID of a certain data. So for it, what we need to do is that here, let's say update.php. So right now we need to create this update.php. So let's just right click here, then click on new file, and I'm going to say here update.php, Ctrl S, then save. So let me just say here simple HTML, and in the body I'm going to say here update page. Let's set this. So right now if we click on this update button, it will take us to this page. So let me just refresh here and click on update. There you can see it took us to this page, and here at the top you want to get the ID. So for it, what you're going to do is that now here after this update.php, we're going to give a question mark sign, then we'll say here ID equal to. So what we're going to do is that we're going to get this ID for a certain data over here. So in order to do that, we need to give a question mark here, I mean the PHP opening, then the PHP closing like this, and here you can see by using $row, we are able to get the ID, name, email. So the same way we can also get the ID here as well. So I'm going to say here equal $row to third bracket, and we'll get the ID here. We'll say here ID. So right now if we save this, refresh here and click on update, there you can see it took us to update.php page with the ID which is 6. Here you can see ID equal to 6. If I click this on, here it is the ID is 8. If I click on update, there you can see ID is 8. So right now, in order to update the data, those data, we need to have some input field over here, right? So let's go and make some input field, and we want to update the name and the email address. Let's say, so for it, what we need to do is that in the update.php, we're going to mention a form. And in this form, let's have a div, and in this div, let's have a label. Label will be next to name. For this label, we're going to have a input field. The input type will be text, and the name will be let's the name. Let me just give a PR tag here to print some space. So let me just copy this, and I'm going to paste it here. This time I'm going to set here email, and the type will be email, and the name will be email. So we need to give all more div for the submit button. So here we do not need label, so we'll say here input type it will be submit, the name will be update, and the value it will be update. Let's set it, and right now if we just refresh here, click on update, it will take us to this page, and here you can see we have the name field and email field. So right now what we want is that first of all we need to get the name and email whenever we click on a certain update button. Let's say if we click on this update button, we want the main and skin@gmail.com to those input field. So how can we do it? and that is here you can see we are already sending the ID to this page. So right now what we are going to do is that we'll go at the top, and here we are going to open the PHP opening and the PHP closing here. So first of all, what we need to do is that we need to connect this update.php with the database. Here again our database name is PHP tutorials, so we need to connect it to the database. So let me just declare a variable, let's say $font equal to, we say here MySQLi connect. Then inside this we are going to say here localhost, then we are going to give the username which is root, then the password which is null by default, then we are going to mention our database name, and our database name is PHP tutorial. So we set here PHP tutorial. So right now we are connected to the database. So what we need to do is that by using this ID, here you can see by using this ID we are going to take the data from the student table and show it over here. So for it, what we need to do is that we need to declare another variable, let's say $get_SQL equal to, we'll give to double quotation, then we'll say here select from our table name which is students. So let me just show you. Here you can see our table name is students. So we say here select star from student, then we'll say here where ID equal to root single quotations, and we need to end this with a semicolon. So here you can see this ID. This ID is basically this one. Here you can see ID, and here you can see we give to single quotation. So here the ID we'll get is basically this one that we are sending from here whenever someone click on the update button. So for it, let me just declare a variable here. So let me say here $s_id equal to, we'll say here $_get, then we need to say here ID. So here you can see ID. This ID is basically this one. Here you can see ID equal to. So this ID is this one, and we are keeping this ID in this variable s_id, and we're going to say this $s_id here. So we are going to say here $s_id. So what will happen is that whenever someone click on an update button, it will get the ID. Then here what it will do is that it will store that ID in this variable, and then using that ID we are going to get the data for that specific student. So right now we are going to say $query equal to, let's say here MySQLi _query. We need to keep for first bracket, and here first of all we need to mention this database connection. After that we need to mention this $get SQL, this one. Okay, so we keep this inside this variable. So we just leave a common here and mention. So after this, what we need to is that we are getting the data and storing it to this query variable. So right now this is a single data. So when we are displaying any data, we are using for loop, but since this is a single data, so we do not need to use for loop. So here we are just going to declare a variable, let's say $row equal to, we send here MySQLi _fetch _ it will be row, and inside this we are just going to mention this $query. Okay, so I hope you are clear. Nobody, I will explain this again. So whatever data we have for this specific ID will be stored in this $row variable. So using this $row, we'll be able to get the specific ID and specific email address. So right now we go down, and here you can see we have the name input bin. So here we are going to say hello. Then we are going to give the PHP opening, then PHP closing. So after this we are going to mention the $row, to third bracket to single quotation, and first of all this is a name, so we want to get the name, and the name variable, the name column is written like this, name and email. So I'm going to say here name, and again for email we're going to do the same. We're going to give the PHP opening, then the PHP closing, and here we're going to, okay, let me just copy this, then paste it here, and here I'm going to say here email. So right now let's just explain this again. So whenever someone click on this update button, it will get the specific ID for that update, and then it will go to the update.csv page, and first of all we will connect it to the database. Then here the ID we are sending from here will catch it over here. Then we write a SQL query that selects star from our table name where ID is equal to the ID we are sending from here, which is this one. Then we are executing the query, and then we are storing that in the $row variable, and using that $row we are able to get the name and email. Okay, so right now if we save, then if we now refresh here and click on, let's say for this one Smith with @gmail.com, if you click on this update button, okay, there's an error. The error is we need to mention here echo. Sorry, I forgot to write this. We need to say here echo, and also echo here as well. If we save it again, then refresh. Okay, so we are getting a error here, undefined energy. Okay, I think the issue might be this one below. I think this will be SO, not pro. Let me just save it again, and let me refresh, and then you can see you are able to get the name and the email address. If I now click on different on, let's say for John, if I click on update, then you can see you are able to see the data to update. So right now we want to update the data. So for it, what we need to do is that here you can see for this update.php we have a form. So inside this form we are going to set here action, then we'll set here method. So method will be post, and right now what we are going to do is that we are going to go at the top, and we are going to give a if condition, if, then to first bracket, then to second bracket, like this. So right now first of all what we are going to check in this if condition is that if someone click on the update button or not. So here you can see name equal to update. So what we are going to do is that we are going to say here if is set, we are going to set $_ post, and here in the variable we are going to mention this name, which is update. So we are going to say here update. So we come to this if condition only while someone click on the update button. So right now here we are going to say, or we can just directly copy this s_id equals to $_get id. After that we're going to declare onboard variable. Let's say $s_name equal to, we'll say here $_post, and here in this post variable we are going to mention this name here. Here you can see name equal to name, so we're going to say name here. Then we're going to say, let me just copy this and paste it here, and it will be email. So here we are saying post because in the method we said here post. Okay, so that's why. So right now we can write a SQL query to update our data. So we're going to declare a variable here. Let's say $update_SQL equal to, we give double quotation, and here we are going to say update our table name, which is student. Then we need to say here set. Then here in the database you can see we write here name. We want to update the name and email. So we are going to say here set name equal to, we give to single quotation here, and we are going to give this s_name here. Then we'll give a comma here. So after name, we want to update the email. So we'll say here email equal to, we'll get to single quotations. And we're going to say here, okay, this one will be yes underscore email. Let me just copy this and we'll paste it here. After that, we're going to say here where the ID equal to single quotation, where the ID is this one, yes underscore ID. So we can just paste this here and in this with a semicolon. So after that, we need to declare one more variable. Let's say $data equal to my SQLi underscore query to first bracket, and here we're going to mention this $font here, give a comma, then we're going to mention this update SQL. Let me just copy this, paste it here. And after that, if you want to check or show a message that update is successful, you can give a if condition. So here you can say if $data, if the update is successful, we can show a script message here. So script opening and script closing here. Inside this, we can say here alert, indeed with a semicolon, and we can say here data updated successfully. So the thing is, we need to set here echo, then to double quotation here. I'll just cut this and paste it inside the double quotation. And let me remove this semicolon from here. Let's end this with a semicolon. Let's set this. And let me just refresh here. Let's click on an update option. There you can see John and something. Let's say here John 123. Email will be John 123. Click on update. It shows a message that updated successfully. If I click OK, there you can see. So let me just go back to our page and let me refresh here. There you can see John 123. So right now what we'll do is that after updating the data, we'll send the user to this display.php page. So here after this data update successfully, we are going to set here header to first bracket to double quotation and it will be capital location, and the location will be display.php. So right now, if we now just set this and let's go back, refresh here, let's click on let's say YAML Shakil, this one. Let's remove Shakil from here and also from email, let's remove Shakil. Let's click on update. There you can see it took us to the update.php page and the data is updated. So this is how we can update data in PHP. If you have any question or suggestion, you can let me know in the comment section. Make sure to subscribe and I hope to see you in the future tutorials. In this tutorial, I am going to show you how to upload images to the database table using PHP. So let's go back to our coding. And here you can see we have a form. We have some input field called username, email and password. So here we are going to add one more leaf here. And in this team, we're going to add an input field for the image. So for the image input field, we need to say here file, and let's say the name will be my underscore image. And let me just add some line break here and here. So let me just set this, and if we now just refresh here, there you can see we have the image upload option. So right now what we're going to do is that first of all, when we just upload an image from here, let's say this all, if we just upload an image and click on this register button, it will upload that image to a folder over here. Okay. So right now, what we are going to do is that here you can see we have a form. So inside this form, we need to say here action hash method post, and we need to say here inc type, it will be multi-part / form data, form dash data. So whenever you are uploading a file, you need to say in the form inc type equal multi-part / form data, because you are trying to upload a file. So right now, whenever someone click on this button, input type submit button, it will call this if condition. There you can see if is set $_post register, which is our button name. Here you can see our button name is registered. So whenever someone click on that button, it will come here, and here after this hash, we're going to write the code to upload our image. So first of all, we're going to declare a variable. Let's say here $image underscore name. So first of all, we'll get the image. So for it, we need to say here $underscore files and make sure that this files is capital. And here we're going to mention our image file name. So for image, the name is my underscore image. So I can just copy this and I will paste this here. After that, we again give to third bracket and we'll say here name. Then we already have the image name. So right now, every image has a name and extension. So what is the extension? For example, let me just show you an image. For example, here you can see I have an image here. So this is the image name 14 and .jpg. This is the extension. So what we are going to do is that we are going to separate the name and image extension. So for it, we are going to declare another variable. Let's say here $tmp equal to, we'll say here explode. And here we're going to give two double quotation and inside it we'll give a dot. And here we're going to say instead of string, we're going to say this image underscore name. And in this with a semicolon. So what this will do, it will separate our image and the image extension. Okay, so the first part will be the image then and the second part will be the image extension and it will store it in this temp variable. So right now we're going to keep our image a unique name and we are going to use time function in order to give every image a unique name. So let me declare another variable. Let's say $new file name equal to, we say here round to first bracket and inside this we're going to say micro time and this one will be true. So after that we're going to give a dot here, then to single quotation again dot, again another dot, and here we're going to mention this $temp and we're going to say here int $temp. Why? Because we only want to get the image extension like .png or .jpg. So that's why we said here .in_tmp. So here this will give the image a unique name by using the type function and this will be the image extension. So right now we're going to say where or which folder we are going to store the image. So let me just create a folder here. So I'll just right click here, then click on new folder. Let's say our folder name will be uploads. So there you can see we have a folder here and in this folder we're going to upload our image. So right now we're going to say here another variable let's say upload path equal to, we'll give to double quotation and here we're going to mention the folder name which is uploads. Then we'll give a dot here, then we need to mention this image name. So we'll just paste it here and indeed with a semicolon. And we also need to give a slash here because we want to upload the image to this folder with the new name. Okay, so after this we need to move the image to this folder. So we're going to say here move uploaded file and here in the file name we're going to say $_files. Then we're going to say my underscore image which was our input field name. Here you can see name equal to my image. And after this again we'll give to third bracket and we're going to mention a tmp underscore name. So we're going to upload the image and here we need to mention the destination and the destination will be this one. Here you can see uploaded path where we say the image will be uploaded to this location with the new name. And the previous name will be, previous image name will be temporary, but we upload the image with the new name. So right now if we just set this and if we now just go back to our browser, then refresh here, let's give a name, email address, a password, and let me just choose a file from here. This one, click open. There you can see a file name is written here. If we now click on register, there you can see data uploaded successfully. And if we just go back to our code, and here you can see if we now click on the upload folder, there you can see we have an image. So we're able to upload the image, but the thing is we did not upload the image in the database. So what we need to do is that we need to upload the image name, the new image name in the database. So how can we do it? So in order to do it, first of all, let me just go to my database, which is PHP tutorial. Then we'll go to our students table, and I'm going to insert a column called image here. So right now for it, let me just pick on structure. Here you can see the structure also, and if you go down here, you can see we have add on column. After password, you can choose after email, after name. Let me just choose after email, then click on go. And let's say the name will be image, and the type will be worker. Let's say length will be 250, and let's just make it nullable, and then we'll click here and save. So right now we'll have one more column called image here. There you can see it is null. So now we'll upload the image to this table. So for it, what we need to do is really simple. So what we need to do is that we need to go to the SQL query. Here you can see inside to student name, email, password, and here we'll give a comma here, and we'll mention our image column name, which will come from the database, which is this one. Here you can see image, and here you can see we have the values field. So in the values, we're going to give a comma here, then we'll give to single quotation, and inside this to single quotation, we're going to keep this new file name, and here in the new file name, we give the image a new name using the time function. So we just copy this and we paste it here, then save it. So right now, let me just remove this hash comp here, pressing there. Let's give a name. Let's say Yamin. Email will be yamin@gmail.com. Random password. Choose file. Let me choose different file this time. Let's choose this one, CSS tutorial. Then click on open. And now click on register. And there you can see data uploaded successfully. If we now just refresh our table, there you can see we have a data here in the image column. There you can see a random name.png file. And if we just go to our code, there you can see we have one more image here. There you can see. So this is how you can upload image to the database using PHP. I hope this was easy for you to follow and understand. I tried my best to explain, and I will also give this code in the comment section so that you can just tightly copy it out. So thank you very much for watching. Make sure to subscribe, and I hope to see you in the future tutorial. In this tutorial, I am going to show you how to display image from database using PHP. So here you can see we are showing the name email. So right now we are going to show the image from the database. So what you need to do is that we'll go back to our code, and here after the email we'll add one more th here, and here we're going to say image. So right now we'll go down, and here you can see email. So after email we're going to show the image. So let me say here td tag, and here we're going to mention the image. And in the source, first of all we need to mention in which folder we are uploading the image. So we are uploading the image in the uploads folder. So first of all, we need to mention the folder name, which is uploads. Then we need to give a slash here. After that, we need to give the PHP opening, then the PHP closing. Then here you can see by using $row, we are showing the ID, name, and email. So again, we are going to say here, first of all, we need to say echo, then $row, then to third bracket, then to single quotation, and inside these two third brackets and single quotation we are going to mention our image column name, which is image. So we say here image, and we need to end this with a semicolon. So right now if we just save this, and if we just refresh here, there you can see we are able to see the image, but the image size is too big, right? So in order to solve it, we're going to say here after the image, we say here height, it will be, let's say 80 px, and width, it will be 80 px. And let's also say here ALT, and in the ALT we're going to say image not found. If there is any issue with the image, that the image is somehow deleted from the upload folder, then it will show us a message that image not found. Okay, there is a arrow sign here. Let me remove this. So it will be like this. So right now if we save it, then refresh here, there you can see image is right now smaller and we can see the image properly. So this is how you can show image from database using PHP. I hope this was super simple for you. Make sure to subscribe and I will to see you in the future tutorials. Hello everyone, in this tutorial I am going to show you how to make search in PHP. So here first of all we are going to have a search option at the top of this table. So for it, let's go back to our code. And here you can see currently we are in the display.php, and if you go down there you can see we have the table, and in this table we are showing the data. Here you can see $$ equal to MySQL page SO, and we are showing the data from the database table which you are seeing over here. So those are coming from the database. So let's go and first create a search option here. So here before the table I can just mention a div. In this div we are going to have a form. Then for this form, let's have an input field. Let's say input type will be text and name will be my_search. After that, we are going to have a submit button. So let's say here input type, it will be submit and name will be search. And let's say here hello, it will be search. So for this form, let's say here action will be null, and we'll say here method, it will be get. So action will be null because we're going to write the search code in that sentence. So let's save this, and if we now just refresh here, there you can see we have the search option here at the top. Okay, let me just add it PR tag here to create some gap, and it was paste it over here as well. Let's save it. Let me refresh, and there you can see you have the search option here. So how do you know is that if we type something and click on search, it would show us that certain result. For it, how to do is that here you can see action equal to empty. It means we are going to write the search code in the same place. So for it, let's go at the top. And here you can see scaling up to select start from student, and from here using this $result, basically we are showing all the data over here, right? So before this I'm going to give a if condition in, then we say here is set, and inside this we are going to say $_get, and inside this get to single quotation we are going to mention this name equal to search. So we are going to say here get search, then we'll give to second bracket. So first of all, inside this if condition, we want to get the value from this input field. Here you can see input type text and name is my search. So we want to get the input field data, and the name is my_search. So right now we're going to declare a variable. Let's say $search equal to, we'll say $_get. It will be my_search, which will come from the input field name. After that, we're going to write a SQL query, and what we're going to do is that we're going to declare the same variable that we mentioned over here. Here you can say $SQL. So we say here $SQL equal to, we'll keep double quotation, we'll say here select star form, we'll mention our table name which is students, and we are to make a search. Let's say we want to search the data based on name and email address. So for it, we are going to say here concat, then to first bracket, and inside this to first bracket, we need to mention the column name for name and email. Here you can see we write in the student table name and email like this. So we're going to say here name, comma, email. Then we need to say here like. Then we'll give to single quotation like this, and inside this we need to give to percentage Then we are going to mention this variable dollar search over here like this. So you need to write it like this. After that, we need to declare this same variable dollar result. So I am going to say here dollar result equal to, it will be my SQLi underscore connect. And inside this, we need to first mention the database connection. Here you can see I have the database connection variable here, $phone. So I will going to say here $phone, comma, this $SQL. Okay. So after that, after this if condition, we are going to mention the else condition. Then we'll give to second bracket like this. And inside this else condition, I'm going to cut this and paste it over here. So what will happen is that whenever someone search for something, it will get that certain search data and store it in this $result variable. Then it will show the data based on the search result. And if a user do not search for anything, then it will just select all the data from the student table and show us the data, every data from the student table to over here. So that's why we are mentioning the same variable, this $result for both if and else condition. Okay, there is a problem that is here, it will be MySQL underscore query, this one, okay. MySQL query and select star from students, and we need to set here where content, name and email. So we want to search by using name and email. So let's save it and let me just refresh here, and let's say we want to search by this name nature. Let's say here nature, press enter, it will show us this. And if we just set here, let's say Luffy, press enter, it will show us this. And we can also search by email address as well. Let's say here yamin@gmail.com. Click on search, it will show us this. And if we just keep it empty and click on search, it will show us all the data. So this is how you can make a simple search in PHP. If you have any question, just let me know in the comment section. Make sure to subscribe, and I hope to see you in the future tutorial.